everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to do a very quick, very short video. It's a bonus video. In a normal week we'll normally film about 2 videos. This will be the 3rd one. So it's just basically to show you how to make a dessert, a famous one, creme caramel. So let's start by measuring the milk. So I've got my saucepan ready here on my scales. I've put it to grams, so I'm measuring out the milk in grams. You might find that strange, you might want milliliters, but I do 370 grams of milk. There we go, 370. And I'll put that on a low setting on the gas. I want to warm the milk so it's just basically like the temperature you would give a baby's milk. So room temperature, body temperature, not much warmer than that, 37 degrees or something like that. So let's put that on low on the cooker. Here we go. There we go. So we'll just leave that to warm up a little bit as it's straight from the fridge. Now the next ingredient we're going to weigh out is a bit of sweetener. I'm using Stevia today. You can use any sweetener you like, but it has to be the crystallized sweetener. You will see with Stevia you get a Stevia concentrated powder and then you get the crystals. This one is the crystals, so it's not so concentrated. It's not like the extract. So we're looking for about 80 grams of sweetener. There we go, perfect. And we'll just put that aside. That's going to go into the warm milk. And then we will just measure out some eggs. Again, I weigh the eggs, but it is roughly 4 medium to large eggs. So let's just weigh them to see how much it is. We're looking for 180 grams. So this will tell you exactly how much you need when you weigh them out. So that's a 3rd one, 4th one. Here we go. So 180 grams of egg. And then what I do, I measure my vanilla essence. We're looking at half a teaspoon vanilla essence. You can of course use vanilla extract. You can use vanilla bean paste, anything you like. So a bit of vanilla in there, and that is it. Now we'll quickly check our milk to see if it's not getting too hot. So I literally just put my finger in, and if you stick your finger in and it's hot, then you know the milk is too hot. Just leave it for a minute to cool off if it's a little bit too hot. So we'll take that off the cooker then. You can just use a board. It's not that hot, so that should be fine. Now what I'm doing is I'm going to add the sweetener into the milk. There we go. And I'm just going to stir it to dissolve. So just a couple of seconds. I love making this dessert because it is so quick and easy. Now the next step would be to just preheat your oven. I put the oven on slightly higher than what I cook them. I put them on at 180, so I'll just put that back on. Okay, and now what we're going to do, the eggs and the vanilla, we're going to just whisk it lightly. You don't want too much air in there, so just break up the eggs. Make sure all the white has been broken up. There we go. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to slowly add the milk to the egg. I'm basically just kind of stirring it in with a whisk, because you don't want to create too many bubbles. Tiny bit of sugar at the bottom that didn't dissolve, but it's not serious. There we go. There we go, and this is all we need. I'm going to pour this now into a jug. There we go. And then I'm going to do one more thing here, which makes all the difference sometimes. Just take a sieve and pour your egg mixture through there, because this will remove any lumps or a little piece of eggshell, and it just makes your creme caramel nice and smooth. Here we go. You see there's a little bit of egg there. And that is it. Here we go. You can even do it a second time if you want. See, there's a tiny little bit stayed behind there. Here we go. Brilliant. Now I've got my oven tray ready here with my ramekins. You can use stainless steel ones, you can use glass ones, ceramic ones. It really doesn't matter. So I'm going to pour my egg mixture in there now. You're looking for about 3/4 full. I'll do a little bit in each. Normally I make about 4 portions out of this, so let's have a look. I think it's going to be exactly 4 portions. Yes. Here we go. And now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to run the tap water so it's really, really hot, but it's not boiling, because we need a bit of hot water for a hot water bath. In the meantime, you can put it in the oven. Here we go. And we can turn the oven down to 150. So here we go. Nice hot tap water. And you want to pour the water to almost the level of the egg, just slightly under. Your ramekins need to be 2/3 covered in water, so it's almost to the level that the egg is. We push that back in, close it, and now they're going to be staying in the oven for at least 20 to 25 minutes. So we're going to leave them in there, and when they are done, we're going to have a look at them. They'll be slightly wobbly still while they are warm, but once they've cooled off, they'll be just perfect. So we'll be back to you in about 25 minutes time. See you soon. Okay guys, the timer has just gone off. We're going to pull them out a bit to see what's happening. Okay, so I give them a little press. They must feel a little bit, I wouldn't say rubbery, a bit like jelly when jelly has set. So we're going to pull them out of the oven. I'm just going to put them out here. There we go. And these guys I'm going to leave in the water to cool off slowly. And once they're completely cool, I'll lift them out of the water and put them in the fridge. And then tomorrow I'll turn them out and I'll show you how we do the caramel for them, because you can't really do the same caramel with your sweetener, and that is why it's a bit different to your standard creme caramel. So that's the end of today's filming. We'll come back tomorrow once they have cooled off, and we will show them what they look like, and then we're going to try them. Have a nice day. Bye. Hi, good morning everyone. Welcome back. This is part 3 of our creme caramel video. It's just really quickly. The creme caramels has now been in the fridge overnight, and I'm just going to show you what they look like. We're going to turn them out and you know how we can serve them. So let's have a look here at our creme caramels. So they've been in the fridge there. They are cold. You can press on them. They're quite bouncy, a bit like a jelly. And what I normally do, I take a sharp knife and I just run it along the edge. You can literally just do the tip, or you can do slightly deeper so it loosens the sides. Going to do the next one as well. Again, if you can, stick the knife in slightly deeper. It does sometimes damage the sides a little bit. Some people don't loosen it with a knife, they just dip them in the water. But I find sometimes it needs this. Because we've not oiled our molds, normally when you do creme caramel you oil the molds a bit. So I've boiled the kettle and I'm going to put some hot water, boiling water here from the kettle in the bowl. I'm going to do 2 here. And then we're going to just put our creme caramels in the water. It can come right to the top of the mold. Just be careful that you don't burn yourself. Here we go. And I'm going to just leave it in there for a couple of seconds, and we'll just quickly talk about sweetener. Okay, so for your usual caramel, when you make it, your caramel needs to be fairly hot, obviously. And some of the sweeteners we use that's got sucralose in it, you can't make caramel from them. So I've done a bit of research, and it seems like the stevia and the erythritol should, in theory, be okay to heat up to the temperature of caramel. So you can go and experiment by yourself, try some erythritol, try some stevia and see what you prefer. Or you can do what I'm doing here today, and we're cheating a little bit. So I'll show you a product, this one over here. It is made by a company called Jim Beam. Now these guys, you can order when you're in Bulgaria, but I think you could probably order anywhere in Europe from this company, and there'll of course be other companies as well. Now why this is special, it's got, obviously here you'll see 0 fat, 0 sugar, low in calories, and use this very sparingly. I would say try for a tablespoon on a portion, maybe 1.5, not more. So be very careful not to overdo it with this sweetener, and see it as a once-off treat, maybe once a week or something like that. So I'm going to use this as my caramel sauce instead of making real sauce. So we'll just put that over there, and we'll have a look how our caramels are doing here. Now it will be hot, so be careful. Let's see, you can just put the spoon in and pick it up. Get yourself a little cloth and hold the mold. There we go. So now I'm just pressing it down into the mold and to see if it's loose, and to me that looks like it's getting loose. If you're not convinced it's ready, you could always put it back in for a minute or so. Let's put our third one in here. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to check to see if it's totally loose. Now you could get your little knife, and if it looks like it's sticking, you can just loosen it. Now occasionally these guys are a bit stubborn. Here we go. Okay, so this one has got a tiny bit of damage. Not too bad. I've done one earlier this morning as well, which came out slightly better. Let's have a look here. I did the same process, loosened it, did the hot water, and there we go. So with a little bit of luck, it will come out nicely. not too much damage. There we are. Just move these aside. These can wait for a bit. This one is probably ready as well. Let's get ourselves a little plate. Let's see what this one looks at. If you get a bit of water on top, don't worry about it. It might actually help to get the mold off. There we go. This one seems like it's going to be a good one. Let's have a look. Sometimes it makes a little vacuum. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. So I think we've done pretty well here. There we go. I've put this one on a plate just to show you what it looks like when we cut it through. So I'm going to just cut that in half, and you'll be able to see it's beautiful. It's shiny, it's wobbly, soft and creamy, absolutely gorgeous. And that is with your low-fat milk. So here we are. Now I'm going to just open the bottle, and I squeeze a bit on top just until it runs over the sides. Here we go. A couple of tablespoons should be fine. Here we go. And the one we've already checked inside. Here we go. Now, if you're having issues, say the mold is giving you a lot of hassle, for instance, if you've used a ceramic ramekin and you're really struggling to get the mold out, what I do is I put a little bit of syrup on top. Just do that, and I just serve it in whatever mold you've got. So nothing wrong with that. And that's the end. So I hope you're going to try my creme caramel, and if you're having success with making caramel from the erythritol or the stevia, please let me know in the comments. And I'm reminding you to please subscribe to the channel if you enjoy the recipes. So this week we've had this bonus video with the dessert. Next week we will probably be back to 2 videos, and I'm starting to work on some ideas for that. So there'll probably be a couple of lunches and dinners in next week's videos. So thank you for watching and have a nice day. Bye.